Hello.
Welcome, everybody, to the Believers Club final episode edition. You heard that right.
Yes.
Yeah, Serena and I wanted to come to you with a final episode. We've actually come to the very challenging decision of deciding to end the Believers Club and continue on our journeys, doing what it is that we love.
Yeah, we started this platform because we as individuals needed a place to go to where we could, we've said, meet like-minded people and get the support that we so badly needed. And that was the whole purpose of why we started this in the first place. And we have learned so much about ourselves and the people in our life and you guys that aren't in our day-to-day life. And it definitely served its purpose. As Harj would say just earlier before we even pressed the record, we said that it truly has served its purpose as to why we did this in the first place. And it was to start the process of building a community. And the fact that it is the last episode doesn't mean that community ends right there.
Yeah.
It's actually a beginning of a new chapter. And we got to a place that we decided that it was best to focus on our paths of where, what we're doing in our life currently.
Where our heart was at.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was kind of falling out of love because of where our own paths were going. As you guys know, I'm a makeup artist, and Harj is now a coach
And
student,
full-time
exactly.
in counseling. And the thing is that what people might not know is the Believers Club has been in the making for like 2 years.
Yes.
I know the content that we put out and the stuff that you've heard from us might seem to you like it's pretty recent, but the reason why we've come to this decision is because this has actually been a long process of 2 years, and the Believers Club has undergone so many changes. Like we've had different platforms of trying to put out content. We've had different processes. We've had people. We've had name changes. And it was only this year that we actually released content. We have so much content that we have stored that we never released. And it was because we were constantly trying to find the right way to do it. And we finally, Serena and I ended up with the Believers Club, and we're like, let's do this. And through the process of putting this stuff out, we were helped so much personally. And I think it really, showed us what we were capable of doing, and it brought our friendship actually that much closer. And I think us actually coming to the decision that the Believers Club has served its purpose.
Yes.
And that is when you know you're truly in love with your mission, when you can let certain things go so that you can flourish in other places.
100%. I couldn't agree more with everything she just said. And we wanted to make sure that we didn't just go missing on you guys and not give the people that have dedicated watching us and, actually getting back to us and giving us feedback and actually being part of this journey with us, to just walk away from it without giving you an explanation as to why we are stepping away and ending this journey at this moment. And that's truly because we have a purpose in other paths, and we want to make sure that whatever we do, we want to give our full attention to. And we were at a point where our attention was being given in too many directions. And it was going in so many different directions that we really needed to kind of take a pause, which we did since January, as we said that we will be back. And in that time, we created content. We came up with plans as how we're gonna reintroduce ourselves. And in that reintroduction, we realized that, you know what, I think it's best to follow our path, where our heart is. And we really needed to do that. And it wouldn't even feel right to sit and record episodes and talk about such deep conversations. As you guys know, we don't talk about the little things. We get really nitty-gritty deep within ourselves and each other's lives, and we wanted to make sure that we left at a good note. and also explain to you guys that this is sometimes it doesn't mean when you start something that it's going, that if it ended with animosity or something negative. That means that we are adults and we chose to make a decision that aligned with who we are.
Out of love. And
respect for each other.
And respect for each other. That was the thing. It's like, I think we were in paths where Serena is really taking her makeup and her skills in her business to a new level. And for me as a coach, like, I realized I need to spend more time there, as well as with my family, with my mom who's not well, and also in school full-time as a counselor, because we've kind of got these dreams set out for ourselves. And what was happening was, like, we were focusing also on creating the Believers Club for other people and for us.
Yes.
But we more so just need that one-on-one support from each other right now, as opposed to, like, creating something, because we're already in the midst of creating so much personally.
Yes.
And the key thing that, Serena put words and spoke to me about something that I was already feeling. And that's the power of knowing your friends and who you're with, is you kind of get each other. And when we were doing the reintroduction and meeting up and building new content, there was a block. I couldn't figure out what it was.
Yeah.
There was a block that just could not get through, and was wondering, why is it so hard to be inspired?
Yeah.
And it's because we were pulled in so many places. And the thing is, there's a beauty in knowing when to let go.
100%.
Right? And, when we were talking, the key takeaway that stood out to me and, to Serena was that this idea of, like, holding on to something because you think if you stop, you're going to be unsuccessful, or you're going to say, like, we tried that and it didn't work out. This did work out. And it was shifting our focus of, like, this served its exact purpose.
Yeah.
And I remember we were talking, we're like, you know what, one day we're going to look back and say, like, we tried this, it didn't work out, and we both shifted. We're like, no, hold on. This worked out exactly. Because what is working out?
Yes.
Is it like, that it's worked out once you've built, like, fame and views?
Gotten money for it and things like that.
That's not exactly what it needs to be. It's actually more so the fact that, like, we came together, we had an idea, we got what we needed. Like, during the Believers Club, just like 2 years ago, starting the process of, like, audio recording and doing the podcast, I quit my job. Serena quit her job. And we decided to pursue what we wanted to do, which was, like, coaching, makeup, and business in general. And I don't think that would have happened had we not gotten together and built content for the Believers Club. Like, we were so inspired.
Yeah.
And we were like, fuck this, like, we're going to do all these things.
Yeah.
And so it served its purpose, and it worked out.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's a lot of places in your life where I'm sure that you're holding on to something for the sake of it working out and for the sake of having it. But I personally feel like real success is letting go of things and realizing they might have served their purpose and it worked out for what it needed to.
Yeah, because letting go doesn't mean that you failed. It actually means that you've grown to a place where it's not necessary anymore. And back to, if your heart's not in it, it's going to show up. And we wanted to make sure, as you guys know, we were friends before this.
Grade 8.
Go way back, over 20 years now. And we wanted to make sure that we didn't, back to the animosity, we wanted to make sure that we had a conversation and we understood exactly where both of us were coming from. And we couldn't have aligned more seamlessly. And
and we really just gave each other a pep talk of, like, dude, like, sometimes what happens too is we find distractions of doing something new to, like, kind of take us away from our own thing, right? Like, you're focused on, you want to create big goals in your own life, but instead of actually putting your focus there, you're distracting yourself by doing a whole bunch of things. Not saying this was a distraction, but in some form it might have served that purpose.
It definitely distracted from focusing.
Like, you could be doing so much with your personal stuff. Like, just X this and, like, go do that. Yeah. And it was the most beautiful conversation I think I could have ever had with a friend and supportive. Yeah. And I'm actually 2 years ago when we started this, and I think about this now and, like, I feel what life feels like right now, I'm exactly where I hoped I would have been. Like,
100%.
I feel good. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
tied to the 9-to-5 job
Yep.
that I was at. I'm
Yep.
not, like, I feel free.
Yep.
And that looks different for everybody, but the Believers Club did that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It definitely served its purpose. So we wanted to make sure that we thanked you guys for watching our endless episodes every week, and just your continued support. And even now, people reaching out and just asking what's happening. Like, we are so
Yeah.
grateful for all you guys. And we wanted to make sure that we, just like we had the respect for each other, we wanted to make sure we respected everyone else's wishes and their time, to let them know that, you know what, this is the end of the journey
We
for the
gone.
Believers Club.
We out.
We out. But make sure you guys keep an eye out for both of us, because we have so much in store for everybody, from makeup to
Yeah.
coaching.
Makeup to coaching to
yeah.
motivation to inspiration.
Life. Yeah.
And one thing is, like, for anybody that might have been a silent listener that maybe we didn't know about, and you're watching this, don't hold on to anything as a crutch
Yes.
to be your inspiration.
Yeah.
There's going to
100%.
be people that move on to other things, and this is kind of your sign that whatever it is that you want to do it,
Yeah.
and you're going to be all good. And
Yeah.
and who knows what happens in the future, right? Like, motivation and inspiring people and supporting people, that's the heart of what Serena and I love to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, she loves to be able to help bring out people's beauty, and I love to help people, you know, support them in other ways too. And it's like, that's the heart of what we do. So don't be surprised if you hear some of that stuff on our personal pages, because that's who we are, and we will continue to be.
And yeah, so lastly, make sure you guys follow us if you want to.
Personally, don't follow the Believers.
Follow me at the at Face Your Mirage.
Yes, and I am Harjatira _ on pretty much everything. Or HMT, I don't know. Just type up my name, you'll find me. I don't know what my username is.
But yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed everything we've put out, and here's to much
next?
more.
Yeah.
Here's to the new chapter.
Love y'all.
Thank you so much, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.